Okay, so this take 10. I don't know what's going on with my equipments today. They're just really messing up. So I've had to record this session several times. Anyway, I'm still not going to get discouraged. I'm going to share what I have in my mind today. So today I wanted to further the conversation about stock as an asset class. In the last session, I talked extensively about why it's important to do certain things before you go around buying stock or shares in listed companies. Now, in this context, in this series, what we're talking about is listed companies. So, companies that are on the stock market, stock exchange, not pre-listed companies or private companies. That is not stock investment. That is more like VC investment or what would I call it? Yeah, it's like VC investment buying into startups and companies that are yet to be listed. Now, that's a little, um, that's a lot more riskier, right? So there's a high chance that you lose all the money and you might hit a jackpot and but that's not what we're talking about in this context. You can down the line plan to become a VC investor, especially in industries and areas that you're well versed in. Yes, so that might be a good place to look. But for listed companies like the big boys, First Bank, Nestle, some of these big Nigerian companies. And for foreign companies, you might want to look at things like, Apple, Tesla, and all of that. Now, and I said that before you go about investing, you need to do your due diligence, which means you need to read, you need to study, you need to investigate before you invest. Yes. What are the companies of your interest? You need to list them out first. Now, you need to answer the question of why. Why am I choosing this company? Is it because I heard on Twitter or on online that this company shares is growing very fast? Or is it that they're doing something that resonates with you? Maybe they're doing something in their process that resonates with you. Yes, in your values. Do they align with your values in what they're doing and how they're doing it? So those things will help you to narrow down the list to the ones that you are most connected with. Now, why is it important to be sure that you are connected to the company in one way or the other before you go and put your money? Bible says that where the treasure of a man is, that's where his heart will be. So if I put my money in something, there's a high chance that my heart will be there. Now imagine putting your money in something that you ate or you know nothing about. It means that you're putting your heart in a place where it's unsafe, really, which is why it's very important for you to start by first looking at the companies that are in existence, narrow it down to those that you have personal interest in. So companies that, do things that you love or that solve a problem that has always been a passion for you, so you need to understand first and foremost which you know of these things meet your criteria. And then once you have been able to do that, you'll be able to begin to do all the other due diligence that is required, checking the financial statements, looking at the vision of the company, what are they building, how long will it take them to build it, what value will it bring to the world? Because remember that money usually flows in the direction of value. So if the company is not creating value that is increasing, then there's a high chance that the company will not survive for long. So, for example, take in the energy sector, for example, in the last few years, there's been a big drive for renewable energy, which means companies that are solely focused on solely focused on things like fossil fuel will increasingly lose value because with time, people are shifting their focus to renewable energy. Now, this also means that companies that are doing research, research in that area will, sorry, people who are doing research in that area will, increasingly grow in value because as they begin to find new and sustainable ways to generate energy, they're going to increase in value. And that's why even companies who were solely focused on fossil fuel are beginning to pivot into renewable energy as well. I'm very aware of Total. For a long time, they've been looking into things like wind and other ways to generate energy in the world. And these things is why you need to know what the company is doing. What are they working on? What kind of research are they doing? Yes. What kind of investments are they making? In fact, by looking at the research and development investment of a company, you can tell how they're going to survive long term because it takes discovering new things, innovation to be able to survive long term. So it's not just buying shares because the price has fluctuated upwards for a while. That's natural market cycles. But you need to buy something that you have strong conviction in. So I talked about Tesla before. Now, Tesla sometime last year was trading north of 1,002. Now, a lot of people wanted to buy, and I said, why do you want to buy? They couldn't answer the question. So many of them had to leave that and, go and look for how to answer that question, you know. But here is me asking this question because I realize that until you understand why you're putting money into something, you will not make the best of decisions. Now, for those who bought at 1.3, I believe that sometime in the future you would be able to sell that in profit. But for now, we are down to around 100 and something. I think around 130 or 150. I recommended it to a few friends, but I was recommending it from a place of conviction because I was sure that what they're doing improves the world, makes the world a better place. And most of the work they're doing in the place of renewable energy, electric cars, um, solar rules and all of those things, we're definitely going to make the whole process better, the whole world better. And these things are how you see companies that stand the test of time. Tesla is about, I think, 10, 12 years, and they're growing, but they're growing stronger and stronger. If you look at their, I think it's the most capitalized car company in the world right now. And I don't think it's going to stop there you know and this is the thing, understanding what each company is doing and how it relates to things that are close to your heart, because if you put money where your heart is, then there's a high chance that you will be able to stay no matter what is going on. You'll be able to stay through thick and thin, which in time is what pays off. For those who bought Apple shares in the 80s or 90s, just from the conviction that they know that Apple is going to do great things in the world. I'm sure they're reaping the benefits now, but I am 100% sure if they did not believe in the company, they will sell off those shares at the slightest sign of profit. And that's why it's important for you to see or know why I am putting money into anything for that matter, because that is the beginning of a journey that can either take you to wealth or losing your investment. So we'll continue this conversation in the next video. Have a nice one. Thank you for listening.